This question kind of comes from what you just said, but about a month ago I sent out probably about 4,300 mailers, envelopes. And I've probably received, I got a box that had 500 envelopes, and it's almost full of returned envelopes. And I've even taken out the stuff that's inside of it. So those are just the envelopes. The first 100, what I did is I went and looked at the names and tried to find a new address, and so resent it. Guess what? Those came back. There's 5 dead people so far that I've found. And so what I want to know is, how are we going to clean up the voter rolls? So that, because again, we have races, again, like mine last time was a difference of 120 votes. I know Senator Voida over in the over district, hers was, what, 50 or 60, something like that. So it makes a difference. So I just want to know, how would you clean up those voter rolls to make sure that we have people voting that are within the district?
All right. I will tell you that I did the same thing Lauren did. I mailed out letters to a lot of people who regularly vote, and I have a whole box of returned addresses, envelopes as well. And I also went through them, and I would say 75% of them are still listed on the Secretary of State website at the wrong address. So I know that there is a problem. I guess the very first thing I would do is on election day, when people come in to vote and you get handed their ID, which is almost all the time their driver's license, if the driver's license does not match the address that's on the Secretary of State site, because that's what's going to pop up on the little poll pad, then I would encourage the workers to say to the person, I see that your address doesn't match. Like, what is your correct address? And then if the address on the poll pad is wrong, then I would have the registration forms right there and say, could you please fill out a correct address form? And the biggest problem with this is that if you move and you don't change your voter registration, if you move next door, it's not a problem because you're going to be in the same precinct, except that your address is wrong technically. But I know my nephew lived in town, and then they moved out in the country. Well, if you move across town or out in the country, you're not going to be in the same precinct, and then when it comes time for the primary, you're not voting in the correct precinct, and you have precinct people running. So it's important.